it's Chelsea, and welcome to episode 2 of On the Road. I apologize for the delay in getting you guys this video. I actually had the entire thing recorded over a week ago, and I had hoped to release it over Labor Day weekend, but when I went to edit it, everything was out of focus, and I didn't have time to refilm it until today. Yay for technical difficulties! Anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend, and that your fall is off to a great start. I would tell you all to get a pumpkin spice latte, but it's like 90 degrees, so I guess if you get one, make sure it's iced. So today's episode is called The Road to Recording, and I'm going to tell you about just that. After my Kickstarter was funded, the first step was to locate musicians to play with me on my album. So I'm very excited and proud that my album will feature Mike Lefton on electric guitar, Tam Garcia on acoustic guitar and backing vocals, Brandon Paracco on drums, William Bill Biddle on keys, Anant Murti on additional guitars, and Wyatt Sikora also on keys. I'm playing bass on the album, as well as additional guitar and piano, and of course, I'm singing. So the core band started practicing around Christmas of 2013. We had our first rehearsal and it was just really awesome. After having heard my songs acoustic for so long, it was really cool to finally hear them start to come together the way I envisioned them. With a full band, with electric guitars, with solo. It was just really cool to see the puzzle pieces start to fit together into what I had always wanted them to be. After the band started practicing and getting to know the songs, it was time for me to start looking into studios. Now, of course, I have recorded at a lot of different studios over the years, and they have all been fantastic, but I wanted something new. I wanted to go to a place I hadn't been to before and work with a producer who could have a fresh take on my songs. Tam, who's playing guitar on the album, suggested going to the studio his band had recently recorded at, Jacked Cat Productions in Hamilton, New Jersey. So, in the spring of 2014, I gave Jacked Cat a call and talked to Dave Paracco, told him my story, basically. Up until that point, I told him what kind of songs were going to be on the album, what kind of instrumentation, sort of what I was looking to do. And he just totally got it. He completely understood my vision, and I just knew from the get-go that he was going to be the right producer to work with. Dave has worked with so many amazing bands over the years, including my personal favorite band, Led Zeppelin, so I was very, very excited to get into the studio and have him work on my songs. Finally, we set up a date to go into the recording studio and begin recording in September 2014. Now, for those of you guys who are trying to piece this timeline together, our first rehearsal was around Christmas in 2013, and we didn't actually record until the following September. So that is a pretty big gap of time. Clearly, there were some pretty big setbacks in the preparation process, namely the weather. Mother Nature was just hell-bent on me not getting this CD done in a timely fashion. For those of you guys who live in the New Jersey tri-state area, then you probably know that we've had some really wicked winters the past couple of years. Apparently, like most of the world, had the record hottest winter this last year, but Northeast United States had the record coldest winter. Literally every single time we went to have a practice, it would snow. And it wouldn't just snow a little bit, it would like blizzard. And we would have to cancel the practice. So it was very difficult even getting the band together for the initial practice, so having to reschedule it over and over and over made it really difficult to even hold the practices. In fact, most of our practices, the entire band wasn't even there. So for me, it was like going to double the practices, because I would work with sort of half the band at one rehearsal and the other half another rehearsal. But finally, we were able to go to the studio. My car broke down the first day we were supposed to go to the studio, and I almost didn't get there. But we did end up getting to the studio, and we were able to record our scratch tracks. For those of you guys who might not know what that means, a scratch track is basically a guide or a reference for all of the instrumentalists to follow while they're recording, and then at the end of everything, we just scratch it. We get rid of it. From the day that we got in there and did the scratch tracks, I knew this was going to be awesome. I really got along with Dave, and I could tell he really knew where I was going with my songs, and it was just one of the best times I ever had at a studio, simply just doing these, reference tracks. And it just made me really, really look forward to recording everything even more than I already had been looking forward to it. Next time, I will tell you all about the recording process and what it was like to hear my songs come together piece by piece. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are as excited for my CD as I am, please share this video with your friends and make sure you tune in next time. Wait, before you go, here are 5 fun facts about me you might not have known before. Number 1, I am the world's biggest Renaissance Fair nerd. In fact, I love the Renaissance Fair so much that I tried out for the New York Ren Fair a couple of years ago, and I was actually cast to be the village bard, which meant I would have gotten to spend my summer playing mandolin and singing bawdy sailor songs. However, I had already booked a trip to New Orleans, and it meant missing the first 2 weeks of rehearsals, so unfortunately I had to decline. But that doesn't stop me from going, and it doesn't stop me from dressing up. Last year, I went as an elf mystic, and this year I plan on going as Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. Number 2. I have 5 dogs. Yes, you heard me right. 5. I always wanted a dachshund my entire life. I never dreamed I would have this many. But you know, they're little, so you stack them up on top of one another and they're just the size of a regular dog, right? Their names are Zuzu. Oh my god, Zuzu! Really? Ugh. Zuzu! Sawyer, Mojo, Guinness, and Angus. When people ask me, how can you have 5 dogs? I say, how can you have less than 5 dogs? Number 3. If I wasn't a musician, I would probably be pursuing a career in film. Yes, as much as I hate being on camera, I like being behind one. I actually wanted to be a movie director pretty much until I was a sophomore in high school, which is when I started playing bass guitar and decided that being a rock star was really, really cool. I had a video camera and I would make silly movies with my friends all the time, and I even started taking classes in school for film. But in 2008, I really did discover that I would rather be a musician and have been pursuing that ever since. Now, while I am no longer actively pursuing a career in the movie industry, I do still get the opportunity to work in movies sometimes. Last summer, one of my best friends, Leah Callens, created and directed a short film called The Sugar Tits for School of Visual Arts. It was a parody of pop stars and pop culture, and I was lucky enough to get to act in the movie as well as sing and co-write the theme song Girls of Summer, and trust me, it was a lot of fun getting to make fun of pop stars. Number 4. The first song I ever covered was 99 Red Balloons by Nina. My cousins and I grew up on the same street as each other, and when we were in 4th grade, we decided to put together a band called Chaos. Now, for the first couple of years, we mostly only played original songs because we were pretty cool like that. But when we were in middle school, we decided to play our first cover song. It all came about when I stumbled across the chords after typing 99 Red Balloons into Ask Jeeves. And I was like, whoa, there's chords. I can look up chords on the internet. Oh my god. Now who knows, maybe that really was a new feature in 2004, or maybe I had just never seen it before, but I thought it was pretty darn cool. So we had our first cover song. Unfortunately, it was also our last, because the same day we learned 99 Red Balloons was the day that I moved. Number 5. I am learning German. Well, I've been learning German since I was in high school, so obviously it's slow going, but I'm trying. I really, really would love to be able to speak a second language, and while German might not be the most practical, I definitely want to learn it. Hallo, ich heiße Chelsea. I really do know more than that. Duolingo says I'm 13% fluent. 13%, that's pretty good. It's better than 10%, right? My favorite word in German is the word for potato. Kartoffel. Anyway, auf Wiedersehen. The one thing I hate about fall, it's my favorite season, the one thing I hate about fall is stink bugs. Ugh. No thank you. I can see it up there. It's coming back. Let's try that again. Hopefully there won't be any bug attacks this time. Scratch tracks. I'm fairly certain I could make an entire episode just of me running away from stink bugs. Ew. Stink bug. Tschüss.